Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games, and I'm here with another Star Wars Destiny video. And today I wanted to bring you my top 10 list of why dark side is better. Now you could also have a light side list that would be comparable with stuff like Rey on it, but I think the consensus right now is that dark side is in a better spot. So I was thinking to myself, well, why is this the case? And this is what I came up with. Now, one more caveat. The game is specifically designed to be sort of imbalanced, and what I mean is not everything has a mirror on the other side. So it's not a complaint. These are just sort of cards that pop out as reasons why dark side is excelling right now. The number one reason is going to seem really weird. It's Crime Lord. Yes, I know, Crime Lord is not that amazing. It's not like it's the meta card. But you know what I was thinking about? Light side does not have a whole win condition. Dark side has 3 win conditions: kill all your dudes, mill you, or crime lord all your dudes. Light side just doesn't have that. Now you might say, well, no, come on, Tiny, it's still killing all your guys, but not really. Because what I mean by this is crime lord allows you to play a very different style deck, where you can play a more control-based deck that doesn't actually do damage because your damage is coming from crime lord. Light side doesn't have that option. I think it's a really big deal. And gives dark side a lot more variety. Another card that you might scoff at is the First Order Stormtrooper. Yeah, the Stormtrooper's not that card where you're like, dang, that is the best card in the whole game. Pomaz, take that. I have the Stormtrooper. But what the Stormtrooper does do is at 7, it gives you, I'd be tempted to say infinitely more character combos, but that is not accurate. I think I've heard something like 30% more character combinations just because you have this 7-cost character and a couple more 8-cost characters. Having that 7-cost character is a big deal, and having him be amazing with 3 damage sides and then a resource is really good. So I think First Order Stormtrooper is one of the more underrated cards in the set, and in fact, I think it's one of the cards that pushes dark side a bit over the top. Alright, the next one is not going to surprise you. It is the Sith holocron. Sith holocron is a really strong card. There is yet to be an equivalent for the light side. So whenever I'm building a mono blue deck, I'm looking for my holocron. If I'm building my Rey Qui-Gon deck, I'm like, I don't understand. Why don't I get a holocron? Dark side gets to go like Palpatine, play big stuff like lightnings and throws and pushes, and get them for free with holocrons and rise agains, and light side has no option like this. That's really difficult for light side to overcome, and I think it's one of the big reasons why dark side is doing so well. Alright, let's go to a basic one. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you is not a super flashy card, but it's just a great piece of removal. It will be forever. It is so good that in Spirit of Rebellion, light side did get the mirror, but the mirror's a lot worse. They got Loth, Cat, and Mouse, which is essentially the same card, except for instead of choosing your die to remove, your opponent chooses it. So it makes it quite a bit more difficult to use. You have to use it just right, or it can go sideways on you. Another card that doesn't feel like it should be a big deal is Enrage, but it really is. Now between Enrage and Logistics, a blue villain deck has 4 cards in the deck to help it quickly ramp into things. Light side only gets Logistics. I mean, they do have stuff like Long Con, but I feel like a card like Enrage is just a lot better. It's very fast, and it lets you get rolling. It's just a really strong card that light side could very much use. Alright, let's move to Spirit of Rebellion cards then. Probably the biggest, well, I'll say this is the biggest one. FN2199, call him Nines. This dude is amazing. He's only 10 for arguably top 3, top 4 ability in the game. I feel like he's insane. Lightside has nothing like him. Lightside has Rey at 9. Yeah, Rey's great, but Rey is a facilitator. Lightside has Maz at 9. Maz is amazing. Again, facilitator. Nines is a bomb character at only 10. This ability allows you to chunk out piles of damage after your opponent's claimed, or any other way, just overwriting, play a boundless ambition, overwrite a few more times. The fact that you can have a bomb character at 10 and then get 20 more points to put with it allows you to do totally crazy things. I feel like not only is he the best character in the set, he's like a top 3 character in the game, and one that gets better. Most of the top 3 characters in the game don't grow quite like Nines does. This dude is amazing, and he's only getting better. That is a very scary prospect, and only, of course, Darkseid has him. All right, let's move to the best legendary of this set, Spirit of Rebellion, the Riot Baton. The Riot Baton is just an awesome weapon. Even if it didn't have an ability, 2/2/3, a resource, redeploy, is insane. It basically laughs at the lightsaber. And then it has this awesome ability that you get to re-roll it to make sure you get your side that you want. Lightsaber just doesn't have anything like this. It got some 3-cost weapons. It got its handcrafted light bow. It has Luke's saber. None of them are even close to the Riot Baton. Having redeploy is amazing, and there's no way to overcome that if you don't have redeploy and you're even a similar weapon. Riot Baton to me is one of those reasons why I often look at Darkseid and go, wow, they can't believe they have the Riot Baton. That card is so good. It's amazing. All right, let's move on to the next one. So I'm lumping these 3 together, all the 0-cost supports. We've got, let's see, where are they? Imperial Inspection, which lets you just roll a disrupt, bounce the card back to hand. You have the Salvage Stand, which lets you just simply roll a resource, take a resource. And then you have Dark Presence, which lets you roll a discard and then take away a die. So these are just really, really strong control pieces. And Darkseid got all 3 of these 0-cost control pieces. You can usually play Imperial Inspection and Salvage Stand together, and that sort of anchors a control deck. And then you throw in Crime Lord, like I already talked about. And so Darkseid has this really awesome control shell that it can take a number of different ways, one of which being not even doing damage and still killing people with Crime Lord. Lightside doesn't have the Crime Lord or those control pieces. I think that's a huge deal and is really helping Darkseid have that variety, to have, you know, aggro decks, control decks, mill decks. I think it's a really important, strong piece of the puzzle. All right, next on the list is going to be Force Strike. Everyone knows Force Strike, but Force Strike is just a really, really strong card to help out somebody like Darth Vader. Being able to just roll the blank and turn it into the 3 is absolutely incredible. And it's only 1. Lightside did get something sort of comparable in My Ally is the Force, and yeah, the card is great, but it's different because My Ally is the Force makes you have to roll well. This card is so amazing because, yeah, when Vader's rolling 2s and 3s with fast hands, he just wrecks your face in. But when he misses and rolls the blanks, now you have Force Strike to fix your problem. When Luke misses and rolls his blanks, you're just going, that's cool, that's cool, I'll reroll and hope this gets better. That's a very different situation. I think Force Strike is one of the reasons why Vader is so much better than the other 20-point options. All right, the last reason I have for the Darkseid being better is going to sound funny because people aren't running it right now, which is kind of insane. But it is the Backup Muscle. Backup Muscle is just one of those cards that is incredibly good. I think it's going to come back into the meta at some time soon. I can't imagine it stays out of the meta forever. It's just a really, really, really strong card. It's hard to play around. It does a lot of work for you. You just chuck it on the board and it's 3 damage. If the game is going to be slow at all, Backup Muscle is amazing. And we saw this last meta, right? Jango Veers popped out, Vader Raider popped out and just steamrolled everyone, and people are like, oh no, the meta's too fast. And then once it slowed down, you have cards like Backup Muscle just tearing it up. And I think we're going to see that again. The point is, though, Darkseid has this card, always will. Lightside does not. Lightside just does not have that equivalent clock card. It has something sort of similar in Planetary Uprising, but that's much more expensive. It's much harder to pull off. You have to be able to play it, claim. This is just simply play it, exhaust it, boom, damage. You play it at the end of your turn, and you do it at the beginning of the next turn. It's for 1 cost, a 2 damaged, direct damage spell that just finishes the game. And so it can be incredibly powerful. All right, so let me know what you think. Do you think Dark Side is better right now? Do you think Light Side is better? I personally think Dark Side is better. I think these are a number of the reasons. There are other amazing Dark Side cards as well. I limited this to 10. Vibro Knuckles is really good. Blackmail allows Mildex to be really fast. Lots of great Dark Side cards right now. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time on Tiny Rhyme Schemes.